Thomas! It's up for grabs now!
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira!
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it!
Fabulous solo goal by pierre-emerick.
Champions.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another transfer special at Arsenal Lounge with our golden boy. So now you know what you are. You're our golden boy now, Edu. Before we start the show, happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. So what? You're 20 now?
I'm 20 now. God, I'm old.
What did you do yesterday? Be honest.
I spent time with my family. Here in Chile, you have quarantine, total lockdown, so you can't really do much.
Really?
So, yeah. So we're in a bad situation. So
there's not a lot you could do, so you just stayed at home.
Exactly, yeah. Of course, when everything opens up, I'm gonna throw the party there.
I see. I'm sorry to ask you this question.
Go ahead.
When things open up and you're gonna throw the party again, are you gonna do the dance as well?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
That's it, dude. That's it.
I'm gonna do it myself.
Mistake. That was a big mistake putting that, man. I don't know how you managed that, but you live and learn. You live and learn.
Yeah.
So should we get into it then?
Let's do it.
Right. Hit me. What's been happening?
Oh, seems like Sambi Lokonga is going to happen soon. So that's something to get the fans excited. Of course, he's not a big name, but he's a big talent. So he could come in and create an impact going forward. And he's a really good player. And look, Ben White, it's looking likely.
That's not come out of nowhere for the past couple of days.
Yeah, out of nowhere. I mean, Arsenal really want him, it seems, and it could get done soon.
Question.
Go ahead.
The figure that has been going around with Ben White is about 40 million kind of thing, right? So if we're spending 40 million pounds on Ben White, does that mean that we'll possibly have a very large transfer budget?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, before everything started, from somebody told me that we're going to spend 200 million, and I didn't believe it. But looking at spending 40 million on Ben White, I mean, it tells you that you're going to have to spend big on other positions as well. And if they don't see that as unsurmountable, as Ornstein said, we may have a huge transfer window ahead of us.
Yeah, I think I saw somewhere that people were saying we're going to sign 5 or 6 players that are going to compete for first team positions, not just coming in to be squad players. Where did this Ben White thing come from?
I don't know, man. I mean,
he's a right back, centre back kind of player, isn't he?
Yeah, I like the player. I don't like the price, but I mean, sometimes you have to pay premium due to the fact that he's English, he's homegrown, and he's 23. So, and now he's an international. So if you analyze the market, John Stones went for 52 million pounds 5 years ago. So
yeah, so we're happy to spend 50 million pounds, not 50, 40, 45 on Ben White, but yet we're not anywhere close to doing a deal for Bissouma.
Exactly. And for me, it seems that Bissouma is not the number one target for midfield. And for me, that makes sense in some ways. I mean, people love Bissouma, and I do as well. But if you don't go to Brighton to talk about Bissouma first, it's because you don't want him to be number one. So I think Arsenal are analyzing the situation with Camavinga, and after that, they're going to start moving for somebody else.
Is it possible that Bissouma is already done?
I don't think so. We would have heard about it already.
Yeah. I see today that we're now being linked with Sheffield United goalkeeper Ramsdale.
I mean, he's one of the options, the many options that Arsenal want for the goalkeeper spot. Some people told me that we want a number 2. Some people want to replace Leno. So it's something that
this is a strange one for me because we're looking at Onana, right?
Yes.
So now we know he's not going to be available until possibly November or December. And now Ramsdale, we're being linked with good goalkeepers, and we already have a good goalkeeper in Leno. So it makes me think: is Leno on his way out?
I mean, he's not actively trying to leave, but he's open to a new challenge, which is something that will have to happen if we receive a nice offer, and it will have to be okay for all the parties involved. But if we're looking at a goalkeeper, I mean, it's most likely going to happen.
Last time we had the show together, you said to all Arsenal fans, basically, you said keep an eye on this Camavinga situation.
Yes.
Right? So what has happened since?
Camavinga, Rennes told him, if you don't renew by June 28th, you're going to be sold, and we're going to start offering you around. PSG were the first ones that were interested. Us, Arsenal are, but PSG took another route. They took Jorginho Wijnaldum. And Camavinga wants minutes. He wants to play regularly. And now PSG have their midfield set. Wijnaldum, Berratti, and Paredes. So Arsenal could be a very viable option for him. And I mean, Arsenal seems like we want him. I've been told we want him. People have said we want him. So it could be something that could develop in the next few days. Look, for the same thing I was told with Maddison, I think I said it here. He's the backup option to Grealish. And now Maddison links are starting to show up. And I still don't know if Grealish is totally impossible. But if we're looking at Maddison already, it's because we're trying to get that attacking midfielder in. And we're going to spend big because Maddison's not going to be cheap.
There's a guy that I know. He invited me on WhatsApp to another group, and I don't want to say his name just in case he doesn't want us to mention it. And he said he knows somebody that is quite close to Arsenal and the setup, and he's been told that we're not looking to do any transfers until after the Euros.
I don't think that's true because Sambi Lokonga is looking very, very likely very soon.
How soon?
I'd say in the next week or two.
Because apparently they rejected a bid already.
Yes, but everything's continuing. The second bid is imminent, and the player wants to come. So that should get done quickly. He's currently with the Belgian team in the Euros. He's not in the squad, but he's one of those that are being reserved if something happens. So
okay.
he would easily get a...
Just for people who don't know this, right? What do you know about Lokonga? What type of player is? What's his best position? Who would you compare him to?
Look, I have to be honest. I've never seen him play a full 90 minutes. I've seen highlights, and he reminds me a lot of Thomas Partey. A young Thomas Partey. He has great passing range. He can dribble. He's big. He can tackle. He's like an all-around CM, and I think he would come to replace Guendouzi or Torreira, and he's gonna start gradually getting time, like Guendouzi when he came in, and it would be exciting.
So he's not coming in as a starter.
No, from what I know, no.
All right, so he's just coming in as a squad player. So what's the latest with Granit Xhaka?
Xhaka's deal is progressing with Roma. The thing that the Euro started and a deal couldn't get completed, it's gonna probably delay some things, but it should get done. I heard somewhere, I don't know if it was on Twitter or a newspaper article, that we're actually holding up for 20 million euros. Yes, that's true. I mean, we're not gonna accept 12.9 million pounds, so they're gonna have to do something more.
Yeah. It seems that we've kind of met our match in terms of the transfer with Roma, where they've come in at very, very low offers. And obviously, everybody knows you with a link to Jack Grealish. So I'll ask you, what's the latest with Jack Grealish?
I don't know, man. I can't really tell you because I haven't been told anything. I just know we're interested. He's Arsenal's dream, and he's Arteta's dream. But sometimes dreams don't come true, and it just happens that way. We're looking now at Maddison, so let's not rule out everything because like anything can happen. But after we didn't get Champions League football, it's very, very, very difficult. And now City have interest, but if they want to renew Raheem, and probably it's going to be something that's going to have to come down to the wire, and it's going to be something that all the stars align for it to happen. So Maddison looks way more likelier in a situation.
But how much would Leicester want for him? That's I don't think it's going to be far off Jack Grealish.
I agree as well. I think it's going to be like 60 million pounds, in my opinion. But I mean,
so if you're going to pay 60 million pounds for Maddison, wouldn't you rather pay a bit more? I mean,
I would. I mean, I would, but it also comes to the will of the player. I mean, if Grealish doesn't see us as a team he wants to come to, then you have no choice. Even though you have the money, you have to convince the player to come.
Yeah, that is very true. Because there's another thing that is going around today that apparently Aston Villa are looking to come in for
Emil Smith-Rowe.
And and that shows that tells me that possibly Jack Grealish is off.
I
And
mean,
they look at him as a replacement.
for me, I think he's off. Personally, I think he wants a new challenge, and he deserves something better. Let's be honest. As good as they're not great, but they're a good team, Villa. But he's a player that deserves to be in a top club in the world with the quality he has. So I think that's the most likely thing. And look, as time passes by, I think Arsenal did Villa dirty with Buendia. I think we didn't really want the player, but we bid 30 million, so Villa could go out there and overpay for Buendia. It could be a tactic. You never know.
Wow. To me, when I saw this Maddison rumors, right, I thought, if we take in Maddison on, right, where would that leave Emil Smith Rowe?
Yeah, I mean, he would have to cut his minutes.
Could it be that Arsenal are possibly looking, maybe they're having some tough times with him in terms of renewing his contract?
No, that's not true. The Emil Smith Rowe wants to stay. Arsenal wants to renew, and for me, the thing's gonna be for how long and for how much money. But I think that's gonna happen sooner rather than later.
Do you think it's possible that we're going to sign Maddison as number 8?
It could be. Maddison has played at number 8, but I think it depends. If you can get tactical flexibility from that, you can play 4-3-3, you can play 4-2-3-1 with him at number 10. So he's a player that can adapt to certain positions.
Okay, I'm just going to put something on the screen here from Shano. Shine, stop. No, I haven't ignored anything, my friend. If I've ignored something, because you asked about Lokonga, and Edu has already covered that the second bid is going in and so on. So if you guys in the chat, if you guys want to ask Edu any question, please put it in the chat and I'll put it on the screen, and obviously I'm sure you'll be happy to answer. It's obviously another transfer window, and Arsenal going to get linked to almost any player that is available and any possible player that is becoming available. So exactly. We need to be a little bit careful with these rumors that is going around, because some of them is just rumors. Some of them, like Maddison, potentially could be something that they're trying to raise the price that they're going to get for him, and they're using Arsenal. Arsenal are in for him, and are we asking for this much? It could be. Yeah? I'm not saying we're not in for him. Yeah, we could possibly be in for him, but as a fan base, I'm asking, we need to be careful. So there's some questions here that have come in. I'm going to put for you. Right, here we go. One. Will we get our main targets before Brentford match? Happy birthday, Edu.
First of all, thank you for the message. I truly appreciate it, and I hope so. I think the plan would be to be like that, but because we have three very important games in the first few, so we're going to have to go out there with all the power we have, and maybe we can take advantage that the teams that we're facing, they're going to have a lot of players in the Euros. Maybe they're not going to be back by then, so we have to be smart. We have to be fast.
Do you know what? I think this is very interesting, this fixture that has come out today. And I think by October, right, we're going to learn exactly where we are with this whole Arsenal business. So Arteta will either be under enormous amount of pressure because he's lost a few games and the performances are not great and so on. So there's going to be massive pressure on them for recruitment team, or we're going to have a very good squad and hopefully we'll get some points on the board. So in a way, people saying that the first few games are going to be tough, this and that, but at least we're going to know where we stand at the end of it. Latest with Onana.
Onana, the things are still being evaluated. I mean, the verdict has been given, so it's a matter of offering and getting the player to accept. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen soon. I don't think it's going to drag out. He's not playing in any competition, and it should happen soon if it happens.
Fair enough. Any news on Owa?
I mean, I can repeat the same thing that I said the other day. I mean, he's not our first choice. We're not his first choice. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen very later in the window.
Okay, fair enough. Please, Edu, what's the latest on Mano Solomon? Any concrete offer?
I've been told that there is no interest at all on Mano Solomon, and that his agent's trying to get him a move to the Premier League, and we're being used as a point of interest. But Arsenal have no interest in the Israeli international.
Good. Torreira camp has gone silent. What's happening?
Torreira's camp is very silent. I mean, I haven't heard anything about the situation. I am convinced he's going to leave. He's going to leave, and we're going to see how much we can get. But he doesn't have a place here, in my opinion.
Fair enough. Right. Hi, thank you both for doing this every week. It's really useful and enjoyable. You're most welcome. Keep going. Any links? Getting any links with right-sided centre-back. It is confirmed Arteta doesn't rate Saliba. Happy birthday, Edu. What's this Saliba situation?
The Saliba situation is complicated. People say he wants to leave. That's all lies. He's going to come back. He's going to be assessed. But the club want Ben White or a right centre-back to add some quality to the back. Because still, even though we're a good team, I saw this today and I think it's very true. Even though we're a good team defensively, we have good numbers. You don't really have a standout center-back that you can say, oh, he's our best center-back.
Yeah.
So if you add an important piece there to cement that for the future, I think it's important. And Saliba, just like any other player, will have to win his spot. He has to get the chance, of course. But if you want to be the starter for Arsenal, you're going to have to show what you have.
It's fair enough. Does Arsenal think it's deadline day with all these players?
I mean, it's not deadline day, but it's the most important summer in our recent history. I mean, you have to start doing business now.
James Haddon is very regular. Some guy that he watches quite often. Is it possible, Edu, maybe we haven't gone in for Bissouma yet because we know the player wants to come, so we're not worried? Also, he's saying happy birthday.
Thank you again, James. And it could be an option. I am aware that Bissouma is an option. Most definitely, he's in the short list. But maybe we have a first target. We have a top target there. And if that doesn't come out to fruition, we're gonna turn our heads to Bissouma because he wants to come. So that will be much easier to do.
Fair enough. And on an update, which we've already gone through, the verdict has been out, and it's just a matter of club agreeing a fee, I think, if they really want him. And also, happy birthday, he says as well.
Thank you again.
Edu, please go scout Ecuador left back, and I'm gonna leave you to pronounce this because
Pierre-Emerick. I've seen him in the Copa America, and he's very impressive. I can't lie. He's been solid, and we'll have to see. The scouting network in Arsenal sometimes doesn't work that much, but you have to do what you have to do, what you have. And I'm gonna keep on watching him to see if he's Arsenal caliber.
Fair enough. We have 3 right backs at the club. With Bellerin likely to leave, we still need to sell one of Cedric Chambers. Which one? Possibly?
No. If Bellerin leaves, I'm aware that we're gonna sign a right back because we don't see Chambers as the starting right back, and Cedric covers, both positions. But I think we consider Chambers as a squad player that can fill many positions. So the club needs a bona fide starting right back for next year.
Fair enough. Any news on outgoings? We're going to cover this later. Any news on Solomon? Edu has already said that there is no interest from Arsenal apparently on this player, and it's just being used as a
point of interest.
Whitley said we bid 45 million, not 40. Is that true?
Now, from what I've been told, I speak to Chris, amazing journalist, that it's been 40 million and 45 million could get it done. So that we're going to have to see. Oh, my
God. You don't know. Gareth Bale just missed a penalty for Wales, man. That was a shit penalty he took. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No worries. So I think 45 with some add-ons is going to do it. It's a huge price for me, but if the club think this is the player, and if we're going to spend big on other positions, you can't really complain.
Fair enough. Again, any news on?
Nothing. Nothing so far.
Hi guys, we don't have the lure of European football to get big players. We must have to settle with our known players with potential for improve. What's your thoughts?
I don't think we're in the position to do that. I think we have to overpay if we want a player that's going to bring something different to the table. If you want Madison, you're going to have to spend big. If you want Grealish, you're going to have to spend even bigger. But you're going to have to take those risks, because if we don't, we're going to get 10th or 8th again, and we're going to fall into the cycle of mediocrity, which we're in.
Yeah. There's a lot of questions here, man. Guys, I can't go through everybody's question. There's a lot of people wishing you happy birthday, Edu.
Thank you to everybody.
I can say, just to any news on right back or left back?
Well, right back, nothing so far, because that's going to start heating up once Bellerin leaves, which is looking likely to be very soon. His agent's been in Villarreal, and he's going to to a cocktail of different Spanish teams that could get him in. So that should happen sooner rather than later. And the left back situation, it's not looking anything clear. So there's interest in Josh Doig, I'm aware, and other few, but that's going to be something that I don't think the club see it as a huge necessity right now.
Fair enough. Just for people who just joined now, first of all, very welcome. We've been going through some stuff, so I'm going to do a little recap. So basically, if I miss anything, Edu, tell me. So, Solomon, there is no interest from Arsenal whatsoever at all. It's just obviously newspaper talk. Lokonga, we're going to go in with second bet imminently. The deal is likely to get done, and he's going to be a squad player. We're looking to do a deal for about 40 to 45 million for Ben Davies. That interest is real. And
Ben White, not Davies.
You're sorry, Ben White, and the interest is genuine and is real and is likely to get done. Granit Xhaka, we're holding out for 20 million euros, but it's likely that it's going to get done.
Yes.
Who else did we discuss? Onana, the clubs are looking to do a deal.
Yes. I keep on saying this. Keep an eye on Camavinga.
Oh, Camavinga. Yeah.
Keep an eye on Camavinga.
I know that's you actually, to be fair, you were the first one who said it here. Say keep an eye on Camavinga, and everyone was like, but you said Camavinga, we're looking, he's got a deadline of 28th of June. If he doesn't renew his contract, he's going to be out. Any news on Nabil Fekir?
No, there's nothing there at the moment. Nothing there. I don't think there's even interest there. So
no.
No.
Anything about, I don't know who that is, Jean-Pierre?
Jean-Pierre. No, nothing from the Grêmio International. There's news about Van der Son, which is their right back. We're very interested, and we're gonna have to put a nice offer there. But he just renewed, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Grêmio are open to selling for around 10 to 20 million euros.
Yeah, I mean, as Edu said earlier, Saliba is going to get a chance next season. He's not going to be.
He's not going to leave on loan or loan. No.
Yeah, and this Ben White situation is not going to affect Saliba at all, which is good. I'm glad to hear this. What is the latest with the outgoings?
Oh, Mavropanos, how you say it. He's very close to leaving to Stuttgart, and where he's been on loan. Guendouzi talks are progressing, so those are 3 out the window. We're going to have to see what happens with Torreira and Ainsley Maitland-Niles, as well as Willock, because it seems that Newcastle are going to do whatever they can to bring the guy to St. James's Park.
Do you think them paying about 20-25 million for Willock?
30 million, I think it would get done.
You think 30 million, Newcastle will pay 30 million for Willock?
I think they would be willing to go to that height.
That's good if they want to. That is good. For people who obviously joined Bissouma, we discussed Bissouma first thing, and I think we both agreed that if Arsenal are going to Brighton and talking about Ben White, that means Bissouma is not top of the
midfielder list.
Yeah, top of the midfielder. Transfer window is open for a while. You've got your people that you speak to. I know they tell you things that is confidential, and you're not allowed to say this in the public, and so on. So, but is there any indication that who is Arsenal's number 1 target? Because there is this talk of Odegaard, and it seems that Odegaard is going to stay at Real Madrid, right? So the question that I think everybody's asking is, who we must have a top target. I mean, they're doing a good job of keeping it a secret.
I've told you who the first target is. People laugh at me. Villa fans laugh at me, but it is what it is. That's what I've been told, and I'm not going to doubt who told me this, because he's been great to me, and he always told me the second option it's Maddison, and now we're being linked to Maddison. So I still have the feeling that the dream, the top target is Grealish, but is that doable? That's another question, and if it doesn't happen, you move on to the next one. You can't really not buy a good attacking midfielder because you lost on your top target. So that's the situation as I am told.
By a reliable source, by somebody who's been good to you.
he's been great. I mean, everything he's told me has happened, so I can't really doubt him.
Okay, that's good. So maybe it is possible that
there could be a 1% chance, but as long as there's a chance, everything's possible.
Okay, and this Maddison thing that has come about, how serious do you think Arsenal are?
Very, very.
Because I'm sure. Listen, Leicester are a good club when it comes to doing business. They're not going to let him go for cheap. I know that for a fact. I mean, I think everybody would agree. So then the second question is Arsenal going to pay the sort of money that is required to get James Maddison? Historically, we don't pay this sort of monies, and once we have, it hasn't really worked out. Like Nicolas Pepe, we paid 70 million for him, and
Yes,
So
but look, every club has a valuation. Every club knows what they want to pay for a certain player, and if you want a player like Maddison, you're going to have to pay over 50 million pounds. So if you're going to even start talking to Leicester, you're going to have to assume that they're going to ask for such fee. So I think if we are convinced he's the one, and we are convinced we have the money, I think it shows that we have the money to buy somebody like that.
Yeah. I'm late. I guess you have touched about Lokongo. We have my friend, just in case for people who are also joining late. We're going in for second bid imminently, and it seems that it's going to get done. There is this guy that I just blocked him for a bit, that he's just talking about why are you recycling news from Chris Whitley. Well, listen, if a news comes out, everybody's going to talk about it. So it gets recycled by everybody. The news comes out that, Maddison, we're in for Maddison. So then Chris Whitley, Charles Watts, Fabrizio Romano, everybody's going to talk about it. So then there's no point coming here and spamming a chat saying, no, we're recycling the news, because we're talking about a subject that everybody is talking about.
Yes, exactly. And look, I can't really have every single name, every single situation going on at the club, because that's impossible. Not even a top tier journalist like David or Chris have that ability. So I can't give you much more than what I've been told and what's going on right now. So if that's not possible,
when is Arteta getting sacked? Main question. Well, I
mean, the situation. Look,
is already past.
If he's backed and he doesn't perform in the first 2 months of the season, I think he's gonna get sacked.
I think the pressure will be too much.
Yes, I mean, if
he gets backed,
if he gets 200 million and he starts not delivering, I mean, it's gonna be unsustainable.
And this is another one. Sky Sport News: Arsenal interested in Ruben Neves, but it's still the big gap between what Wolves and Arsenal value him, which is good. Because it means that we're not just going in and paying whatever it is that they're asking for to get the player.
Exactly.
So what's the latest with Neves? We haven't touched on that one.
I mean, I've always known that he's not a top target and that we are not willing to pay the amount Wolves want. So for me, it's all being agent-led, and that Wolves want to sell the player, and they've used their name. We're going to see. Maybe that turns around, but at the moment, I think that's the case. I don't think we're going to go out there and spend that money on him. And if he comes, it's going to be for a lower fee, or he's not going to come at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the figures was going around was just ridiculous, man. I couldn't. Rodrigo De Paul, any news?
He's signing for Atletico Madrid, so we can rule that one out. Yes.
What's the latest on Lacazette?
Ooh, look, from what I've been told the last time I spoke about him, he's leaning towards leaving. But even though if you're trying to leave, you have to find somebody to take you. So that's going to be the challenge for him and for Arsenal, to get somebody to pay as well.
What happened to Tapsoba?
Tapsoba is one of the options, but I've been told by the same guy that what we want is Premier League proven players. So I think that's why we're going for Ben White. Fair
enough. This is a good question. How much money do we have for transfers? Is there money to be injected by the Kroenkes? We touched about this earlier. We talked about this. I'm getting my words all mixed up today. I don't know why. We touched on this earlier. So do you want to tell people again about what you've been told and what you're hearing about the transfer plan for Arsenal, what they're looking to achieve, and so on?
Look, the club want to get 4 to 5, even it could be 6 players that challenge for a first team. No, not first team, a starting 11 team. So you're going to have to spend big. and I assume most of what we're gonna spend is gonna be from sales. But actually, I think we're actually gonna have a lot of a net spend, which is something we haven't seen in the years before. So we can expect a big summer in terms of incoming. So I can't tell you if we're gonna spend 150, 200, 250, but it's gonna be big. Probably the biggest spend ever for Arsenal. So
You think so?
yes, I mean
Well, look, listen,
the most we've spent.
It would make sense. It would make sense because I said this towards the end of the season. I said in order for Cronkies to relieve some pressure that is on them from fans, they need to spend big.
Yes, I mean Arsenal's record in a transfer window is 138 million pounds since 2018. So if they go anything above that, they're gonna break their record, and we have no choice. They have no choice as well. The fans are on their heads, and if they want to not really convince, they want to appease the fans, they're gonna have to spend big and bring exciting players.
Yeah. Listen, I saw this earlier during the week as well. I'm not sure. I don't think that is true, but I'm just gonna ask you.
Nothing in it.
Yeah, I didn't think as well. Yeah,
nothing in it.
I didn't think. But this is an interesting one. If Villa wants a Smith Rowe, we should offer them cash plus Smith Rowe for Grealish.
No, I don't think so. Smith Rowe, he's a talented player. If you want Grealish, you go out there, spend the money, and put the money on the table. You can't really miss one of your brightest young stars who you can keep for a low wage because he's not going to ask for 100K. He's an academy player at the moment. So, yes, I think we have to keep our player, have good depth. If Grealish comes and you have Smith Rowe as a backup and he comes in and he provides as well, you're going to have a good team. You're going to compete for many things. So that should be the plan, not giving one of your best young stars for another one.
Yeah. I've got this gentleman here, bro, reading headlines. Well, this is a transfer show. So headlines, transfer, headlines. We're discussing the headlines. We're discussing everything and everybody we're getting linked. I'm not sure why you're puzzled that we're discussing the headlines. But anyway, we've been going for about, 32 minutes. What should we expect from Arsenal rest of this week and next week?
I would expect Sambi Lokonga to come and probably even Ben White. So
you think these are the two that are likely to get done?
Onana probably as well, because you never know with that. It's a situation that not many people speak about, but it should happen soon if it's going to happen. So 3 players in the next 2 weeks would be nice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Elliot says, happy birthday. What are we closer to, Camavinga or Bissouma?
Oh, that's a question that I'm not going to be able to answer to you. And look, for me, I think it's a gut feeling, and this is not information. It's that we're waiting to see what happens with Camavinga, and if it doesn't happen, we're going to move to Bissouma.
Fair enough. One last question. I mean, look, guys, I'm not going to do it. Right, here we go. Aisha and Big Up. Ask Edu. Well, we're asking Edu if there's any chance of getting Mbappe if we offer 100 million plus Stan Kroenke's kidneys. Come on, guys. I'm sure Stan will not be happy. Right. That's it. We've been going for half an hour. I don't really want to do this for more than that because, this is a transfer show. We talk about headlines. We talk about links. I know you have your people that you speak to. I know you get inside information. Again, happy birthday. And anything you want to say?
Well, thank you all. Thank you all. I hope you enjoy, and whatever comes, whatever I'm told that I can say, I will tell to you in this place Thursday or Friday. It depends. But
yeah, we're going to speak after, and then
whatever.
Tomorrow, so maybe we'll do Friday.
Yeah, whenever the channel comes up, I am going to provide you with the info. So have a good time. Thank you all for the messages.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for obviously coming. Subscribe if you're new. Follow Edu. Follow us on Twitter. We've now got an Instagram page as well, Arsenal Lounge. So you follow us on Instagram if you want. And hopefully we'll see you possibly Friday, and we'll have some better news hopefully for Arsenal.
Hopefully.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.